and going now.
Yowza!
Yowza! Turn off my bookmarks. I'm just gonna do that.
Let me scream in this funny. So give it a second to stabilize. But after that, how's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing? I know it's late night. How's everyone doing though?
Doing all right.
Okay. Doing your.
Yeah. He's also not here right now, but one of DBA's members, Liger, it's his birthday, so make sure to spam him with happy birthday messages in Fine Dining, our Discord server.
Only if you're watching it watching it as it's live.
I mean, yeah.
Do it every day.
Do it anyway. Do it anyway.
Yeah,
just to show that you watched this video.
Chat to data bounty and otherwise, because it makes
I should.
sense
I
to
know.
do it that way.
I know. I have a note in it that says "and downtime announcements," but fucking data bounty. Yeah, it's data bounty time and otherwise. Yeah, that works. Whatever. Sure. But yeah, there's that. Considering the circumstances, let's get into it. We don't need to keep ourselves waiting here too long. So. Hello and welcome to another iteration of DBA Downtimes, a spin-off or offshoot of our weekly tabletop RPG run in the anime campaign or Epithet System known as Destruction Bench Agreement, whereas Destruction Bench Agreement is a tabletop RPG game, so RPG role-playing is a big part of it, and we already have our side series for the combat side of things, the challenge battles. Downtimes are meant to be RP-centric, non-sessions, but more so RP-focused on specific events, whether it's a bunch of characters getting together and talking about, or a specific event that is happening in-universe, which is usually denoted with the short story tagline, which this is one of them. It's about characters coming together for some reason for a more RP, pretty much unless otherwise specified, non-streamed to television in-universe kind of a time, and hence the name Downtime, because it's not on the on air. And we got quite a few people here involved today, and we can introduce people as they are necessary, but the two people that I think it is the most imperative to introduce at the start is, first, hello everyone, I'm Patronix, or Soleil, whichever you prefer. I am the one hosting this particular short story number 28, for the reason that this short story is acting as a resolution to episode 22-2, which was the session that happened 2 sessions ago. And as of that, I'll get into some specifics in a second, but there was some unfinished questions, unfinished business at the end of that session that we will be using this short story to resolve, and it should probably not be a very, very long time. At least I'm not expecting it to be. Just sort of gonna resolve things up, let some people talk things out. And I'll explain more of the situation in a second. But we also have our streamer today, and our streamer today, we got Ballast.
Hello, I am Ballast. I am streamer today. I will primarily be playing Hoshu Shigoto. He's a guild master, you know.
Yeah. So we got that. I see. So is his last name Shigoto or Shigoto?
It's Shigoto.
Shigoto. All right.
I'm sure you have it listed right on the all PCs.
Fair enough. I guess I just misremembered. It's all good.
Yeah, it's Shigoto. Shigoto.
Got it. Understood. Anyway, point is, there are also a few other people here, as denoted by various characters you may see around this med bay. But as they come up, we can introduce them if necessary, but for the most part, we're just going to go right into it. But before we do, and if you didn't catch it before, if you're new around here, you're enjoying yourself, and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch up with more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel, whether it be DBA, its spin-offs, other tabletops, or otherwise. You should join our funky Discord server. Fine Dining! Oh, here's the link a second time! Yow!
Yowza.
Click it, go there, get notified whenever we're going live, planning on going live. keep up with the community and our plans and everything, it's the community Discord. So go there for anything related to this channel. And so, let's get right into things and explain properly what's going on here. At the end of episode 22, part 1, the party, which consisted of Hoshu, Abigail, who is also here, along with some other party members, went and took on Twotankhamun, who seemed to be some sort of an origin or center point of the anomaly that was taking over the DBA building, and perhaps the world, but at the very least the DBA building. And in defeating him in a contest of passion, of seeing whose ideals would win out, whose resolve was stronger, the party managed to clinch it. And in that, Twotankhamun was nearly certain that by stopping the anomaly that was to happen, that he himself would fade away into nothing. And in that, he was willing to let himself go, as through the combat itself, the party proved themselves able to hold on to the will, the passion that he wanted to bring to the world, and it instilled the world with his ideals. However, the party was not content with that, and did not want to let a man such as this simply fade away as a result of the circumstance which birthed him. And so together, but primarily with Hoshu using his epithet and in the process sacrificing much of his own physical stamina, was able to not only induct Twotankhamun into his guild, but use a recently gained power upgrade of his to christen the guild as the Guild of Second Chances, as that and his expenditure of energy trying to bind Twotankhamun to it and keep him in this world longer than he would have otherwise. And seemingly, to an extent, it has worked. However, from the ending of 22 Part 1 and Part 2, presumably, Twotankhamun has been in a comatose state, seemingly even if Hoshu has managed to bind him to the guild and therefore keep him around. The process of having him persist and be removed from the anomaly itself clearly has done a number on the man. And since then, he has been here at one of DBA's med bays, where Dr. Kilaya has been brought in as an epithet medical problems expert, as such, as seen before and prior on DBA. And Twotankhamun has been here for the past 2 days. However, recently, earlier in this day in-universe, Twotankhamun seemed to be showing increasing signs of activity. And as that is the case, Hoshu was let known along with some other officials, and as DBA is a strange community of millions and millions of assholes, this information spread down the grapevine like wildfire, and various other people related to it, whether they be a part of Hoshu's guild, involved with the party that was there, or simply a member of DBA that wants to go and provide help and see how someone else that's here is doing, have all found themselves here, as Twotankhamun theoretically will be stirring and waking up soon. So if anyone has anything in particular they'd like to say before anything happens, feel free, but we can keep it brief. And if not, we can just move on. Alright. Sounds good. So we can jump right on ahead then. In which case, as all of you have been waiting here for however long it is that you have been, some of you arriving at different times than others, of course, Dr. Kilaya, or perhaps something else, maybe just from observation, you'd be able to tell that compared to before, especially Hoshu and Abigail, who saw it firsthand, where Twotankhamun was completely slumped over, effectively completely paralyzed. There are occasional, shakes and movements from his body, tinges of blue electricity, which the both of you can recognize as fighting the man himself. Much the same kind of energy that not only did he emanate, but also that you felt burning through your own veins, sort of sparking off of him very occasionally, and eventually, probably, as the various hospital equipment and such monitor his condition, more and more activity, and in an instant, eventually, with a he'd shoot up to alert and attention, sorta jolt up, sweating a little bit, and looking over to everyone. I'm alive.
He's awake.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or afternoon, I guess.
Right.
Oh, she's just gonna check his watch. Is it around 2 o'clock right now?
Oh, something like that. You know, it's not like 2 or 2 exactly. You know, not everything in Fate can line up.
It's like
so perfectly,
1:59. You know.
Yeah. You know, like it's pretty close.
It's 2:24.
Yeah. Some number that's very slightly off.
No, 2:30. Let's get him in.
Watch, and it's like I'm a minute off.
Dies again.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I have to go into a coma until it's the proper 2 time.
Yeah. But he sort of stabilizes himself and again looks around, eventually settling his eyes on Hoshu and Abigail. Well, it seems that your little gambit is paid off. He takes a hand and sort of, not necessarily flexes it, but like looks at his hand, moves it around. Because it seems as if, I assume you turned off the generator and everything like you were saying you would?
Yes, we turned it off, and from what I've gathered, there was a separate group of people turning off a second one a little bit after us.
Ah, yes, that makes perfect sense considering everything. And yet, I'm still alive, so I'll be damned you proved me wrong. He, at this point, would, like, go to start trying to stand up. I'm not quite yet. Hold on, I still need to adjust myself. So, might I ask, where are we exactly?
I'm not really too sure about it. I'm not really as invested within this organization as everybody else is, but this is a hospital within the place that you appeared within.
I see. You know, the place we were in was lush jungle and ancient temple. I wasn't expecting it to be such...
It was really just a building. It was whatever was happening with you created that.
Yeah, the jungle isn't normally there.
Korma raises their hand.
See. Yes, Lizard.
Hi, my name is Korma.
Greetings, Korama. My name is Tutankhamun.
It's so good to see you. Okay, so to start, right? This is the DBA. After, what do we call it? Korma, like, reviews a note card, what they call the 2 event.
Yeah, which, I will say specifically, since then, within the past 2 days, there have been some names going around, but it's currently being referred to as the Tuesday Anomaly.
Yeah. Currently, after the Tuesday Anomaly happened, now the DBA is back to normal. You're in the clinic. I've already introduced myself. Bookworm said if you have any questions, you can go to them. But also, I have something for you. And Korma just, like, flies up with their little wings, and they take out a piece of paper, that is effectively, like, it says get well soon. It has a little drawing of Twotankhamun, but the soon, instead of an S, there's a 2 that's, like, backwards. And then he flips it over, and it's, like, a very similar image, but it's, like, more blue. And he peeks his little head out from around the side of it, smiling.
I see. You have constructed this message along with an art piece to commemorate my return. Thank you very much, Korma.
None of the other DBA base people can make it because they can't really leave. That's my job.
Right. I see. Considering that all I could really remember, even back at that point, was simply my existence within that area, the jungle and the temple, and if what you're telling me is that those two areas were merely fabrications, there is much to learn about the world. He, at this point, feels steady enough to probably stand up, looks over to Kilaya. I presume that you are the doctor who has been caring for me. Thank you very much.
More or less, yes. Since you seem to be up and about now, actually, one moment. Briefly snaps his fingers, and, for a period of time while you were in bed, just had twin tails. And he snaps his fingers and they disappear. There we go.
I see.
You shouldn't be needing those anymore.
What exactly were those doing?
Effectively, it's a part of my method for helping with epithet problems, effectively supplying you with some level of general energy, power, some of it epithet in nature.
Right.
So,
I see.
to help you recover and maintain your strength.
I understand. Well, from one practitioner of epithet to another, thank you for imbuing your power into me to allow me to continue existing. He looks to
doctors
Hoshu.
do.
Yeah, looks over to Hoshu. And you as well! You did much the same, both of you two. He takes a step forward. However, as he does, he sort of wobbles a little bit and
Careful now.
Right. I see. You said that the anomaly was over, yes?
Yeah.
From what we can all understand, once they defeated the other one, which was a red man, from what I've heard.
Yes, his name was No Tunaga.
Yes. An orb from him left his body and entered you, because I saw that at least. And time hasn't been stuck in a loop anymore, so at least from what we can observe, most of it is done, yes?
That would explain the feeling. I've been feeling a second presence inside of me. And as he sort of warbles a little bit as he reforms his stance, a tinge of red electricity sort of racks his body, and you can tell that that's like, it's a little more painful for him than his usual electricity. Right. It's not entirely a person, but from what I can tell, considering their attachment to me, it's clear to me that me and this No Tunaga that you speak of were likely part of the same being at some point. And as would make sense with everything that was happening and the dichotomy of the world, we were probably split in two. And it seems that due to the circumstances, I am alive, yes, but his presence is there, but not entirely. I presume you weren't able to save him in the same way.
Considering I was dragging you to the hospital, and they, from what was happening, they defeated him very shortly after. No.
I see.
No,
Right.
unfortunately,
we were
he
not
was.
aware.
Yes. Unfortunately, that is the case.
Dude fell in a hole.
He
Right.
did.
Well, as I was saying, this is not him per se, but it's certainly part of him. I can only hope that whatever part, the rest of his soul that's passed on is peaceful, as another tinge racks through his body, as I'm going to, at this point, post his new funny passive he got, which
Oh boy.
is essentially going to explain how Tutankhamun exists. So, here's the passive that is an entire page on a Google Doc.
Oh, holy crap.
Beyond Two Souls. As both a product and an origin point of the event that resulted in episode 22.2, which has hence been referred to as the Tuesday Anomaly. Twotankhamun is a strange combination of epithet construct, Akashic energy, and other, as of current, undefined/unrealized power. Not even Twotankhamun himself is aware of how or why exactly he exists, and by all accounts, he shouldn't exist any longer. He should not be able to exist without the anomaly, and it should not be able to exist without him. However, due to the efforts of the DBA party, with particular influence from one Hoshu Shigoto, and an extensive expenditure of his epithet, Tutankhamun's being has been preserved past the end of the anomaly. Tutankhamun has now stabilized and is seemingly able to exist freely, although inherently tethered to Hoshu. It is likely that, if Hoshu dies, Tutankhamun will fade as well. Now that the anomaly has concluded, Tutankhamun's power level has been greatly reduced, as it was majorly due to the circumstance at hand that he was empowered as he was. Despite this, one aspect of the anomaly that has persisted is the presence of Tutankhamun's twin. While he was unaware of his twin's presence prior to this, Tutankhamun can now tell that he and this twin were once a singular being that was split as per the influence of the anomaly. And now, a portion of the twin's essence remains attached to Tutankhamun's, a raging flame upon his passionate soul. It is not the twin himself who has seemed to pass on, but it is clear that it is part of him. A potent manifestation of the epithet 2, Tutankhamun is both able to harness this second self, and is similarly forced to remain tethered to it. Tutankhamun has 2 proficiency upgrade lines, one of his own and one tied to Nobunaga's essence. Their upgrades are achieved at the same proficiency numbers, however, they are only gained once Tutankhamun has reached the requisite proficiency in both lines. Along with this, when using any features gained from Nobunaga's line, Tutankhamun must pay an additional 2 stamina on top of that feature's other costs as a cursed red lightning courses through his body. There may be other ramifications for Tutankhamun's inheritance of his twin's essence that will reveal themselves over time.
Oh boy.
And so that is effectively the conditions of his existence as of current. As he looks to everyone yet again, well, I must say, yet again, thank you to everyone. Well, I can certainly tell I'm nowhere near as energized as before. Now, not only can you carry on my will, but I can carry it on myself. Both sides of this coin. It was a win-win after all. He sort of lets a sigh of relief out. Well, I suppose...
If you ever want to come and build up power and stuff, I'm sure, like, whatever happened is probably done and over with, so you can probably come to the DBA base, where you'll probably need to go to talk to Bookworm anyway. Yeah.
And that it is a wonderful place to train one's strength.
I don't
DBA in
know
general
if
is a
that's
good place to train.
necessarily the best idea, considering this all, at least from what we saw, it all started with part of his anomalous energy intersecting with a DBA-based event, but that's just my personal
Nah, it's cool, I
understanding.
fixed it.
I can tell that the anomaly itself has concluded, at least I'm pretty sure, especially considering the information you've given me, and I believe at this point I can stand on my own 2 feet. I have a control over myself. I certainly hope that my existence won't cause everything to go haywire again.
If it hasn't already, it probably won't.
Don't make such assertions. You thought this man was Timothy at first. You don't know that.
Knock on wood.
Well, it's impossible to say, and so while I'm still here, before it becomes a problem, I'll try my damnedest to help out with what I can. So, you mentioned before that part of the reason that this is working is I am part of your guild now, yes?
Yes, it's my epithet allows me to be the master of a guild of sorts, and very, very briefly before stepping into the chamber in which we fought, I had obtained a level of additional strength through the refinement of my epithet, in which I can change its title, because it was the Guild of the Nameless, because I particularly where I am from, and it's effectively the guild is a centerpiece in the nation I am from, which is a country without a name, so that's why it was named that, but I was given the capability of renaming it to grant capabilities to those that are within my guild, so it is now the Second Chance Guild as of current.
I see, I like the name. Has a nice ring to it, although it's a shame that it had to be something that replaces a name with such importance to you.
I mean, it's more like a secondary name, if anything, to consider, so...
In which case, another win-win. The second one.
Because the guild, it being the Guild of the Nameless is why I can rename it effectively.
What were we gonna say, Roche?
Korma's just like, I'm not saying anything in particular. Korma's just being like, that's so cool. I like that. When can I join? Like shit like that in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, Fenry just sort of like tugs on Hoshu's sleeve.
Kind of just like, is like, listens to Korma being like, hey, if you would like to join, you literally just have to walk up and ask me. It's just that, okay. Yes, Fenry, was it right?
Yes. So they... so they're doing okay now, right? That seems to be the case.
At least fine enough, yes.
I'm doing fine enough, yes.
I wasn't sure. You seem very strange.
Why were you...
I don't understand two things.
Why were you asking me then? What?
I don't know. They're like just very awkward around people, just in general, and they know who Hoshu is and no one else.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thank you.
I'll add you to the list.
Shut the fuck up, James. Just fucking like manifests a piece of paper and an ink quill and hands it to Corm. I just look over this and sign it, I guess. Alright, what was I going to say? Alright, in which case, Zero bronze. Yes, so, in which case, since you seem to have at least very substantially fallen in power for very obvious reasons, do you want to go through one of the bounties or just do a regular test to get a feel for your current capabilities? Considering that would probably be helpful to some sort of situation.
Perhaps at some point soon. However, considering I have just recovered, I think I want to have some form of... Well, I was resting before, but I suppose a way of describing it would be... I want to take some time to simply exist before I go right back into the fray again, I suppose.
That is fair.
Sense.
Always a good idea.
However, soon, I would at least be interested. You mentioned these DBA base things. They're a good thing to train up your power, and well, if you all are going to be carrying on my will, I need to have a good job of carrying it on too. And he'll just take a couple steps forward, getting more used to walking again. For whatever amount of time it is now, I believe the third. Thank you. Could be the 4th. Might need to second guess that.
Just for the sake of it. It was just... I moved Tyrone over because the number 3 was mentioned he would move back as normal afterwards.
Hey, Ballast.
Yeah? Alright, give me a second. Let me get the title.
I thought you were doing that, you little...
I mean, that's... Yeah. Let's see.
I thought you were gonna ask Tutankhamun for that last rock, paper, scissors.
I thought it was something involving Tyrone.
No!
Give me a second. Let me adjust my other docs, but you do get the title, Jonkin Novice.
Yo!
Yeah.
Let's see, where's Fenrir? There's Fenrir.
It's just funny, I didn't even think about it until I looked at her sheet, like, oh yeah.
He just... he's kind of, kind of slightly just making sure that Tutankhamun is, moving, and he gets like a ding. He's like, what? Oh, he looks to Fenrir.
Andy.
He looks very smug and does a thumbs up.
Korma looks very happy. As a note, Andy's kind of been just sitting here like a Dark Souls NPC leaning against the wall and just kind of like... He put on the shades at some point and is just like looking at Tutankhamun like, so that's where the other orb went. Interesting. Cool.
Mm-hmm. And at some point just sort of looks over, flashes finger guns. Like the shades!
Ha! Thanks.
I'm gonna give Abigail a roll to see if she knows what I know.
Alright.
Yeah, buddy?
Yeah, like,
Yeah?
she'd have figured out at some point that those are from Nobunaga. And would mention as such.
Yeah, okay.
I see. So those are from the other me, the twin.
It would seem that he's at least to some extent carrying out his will as well. I've not sat down and seen what they were doing particularly, so...
Yeah. You there! He takes a couple steps forward. I presume you were within the group that took down my twin, yes?
No Tsunaga, yeah.
Well, hopefully you sent him off well.
Oh, yeah, I tried my hardest, said some cool things and all that.
He did.
Well, if you said some cool things, if he's anything like me, then certainly he'll have gone out with a bang. He sort of crosses his arms confidently before a tinge of electricity, red electricity, just, nope, okay, nope, still not used to that.
Yep.
Alright.
It, whole carrying of will sort of thing, that sort of anime bullshit. My epithet, helps that it's very similar to what yours is, I think, so, a little bit of a procession thing here, a little bit of a carrying on there. Can sort of do some funny things now.
So the world truly is full of doubles and pairs and dichotomies and all of the like, isn't it?
Sure is.
So,
repeating upon repeating.
Just as a side note, hi, my name's Tyrone. You don't...
Greetings, Tyrone.
Hi.
I know that, they said that you're not Timothy. Do you know anything about him? Because, that guy's, my brother, and I haven't seen him in, 3 months. And, since you have, part of his epithet or whatever, I was just maybe I could learn a bit more about kind of what his current sitch is,
Well, unfortunately, I can't say I know for certain, but if 2 was or is his epithet, in that case, I suppose I'm a... He sort of gestures his hands around. If I had to assume a manifestation, sort of a second life for him, or something like that. However, that implies he died, and quite frankly, I'm unsure of the circumstance.
The thing is, because my epithet is thrice, and, one of the things that it can do, and one of the things his epithet could do, is that we could just split it to multiple people, him 2, me 3, and, if I die and I have my other selves out, one of them just becomes the quote-unquote real. He's yeah, I don't know. You know?
Well, I suppose if that is the case, there is a chance that either he died or there was some event where he was split in two, and because of the anomaly, I am now as I am. So, I can't answer for certain, but
The
there's
Twoanomaly.
Twoanomaly? Is that what we're calling it? Or
I think it.
Yeah, is that what we're calling it?
Wait, no, it's the Tuesday anomaly. Oh,
It's a
right.
Tuesday anomaly, Koruma.
I see.
Oh, damn.
However, if that is the case, I, again, am sorry to inform you I can't say for certain what happened, but if we're going based off how you work, then I suppose it's nice to meet you, brother.
Tyrone kind of like, it's like weird. He's processing things effectively, but he's like, I mean, that's at least good enough, and he's gonna go in for a hug.
Yeah, they'll hug it out.
Aww.
Brotherly love.
The first time they've met in canon.
Oh, close enough.
Well, yeah, close enough. It's weird.
Brother. No,
And
nice.
don't worry if I
Salty.
don't worry if I find any more information that clears up exactly why I am the way I am. I'll be sure to let you know.
No Tunaga arrives. Don't cry, Tyrone!
Don't cry, Tyrone. Don't cry. As he's cut in half perfectly, you know.
No!
Oh no.
Oh god. Yeah, but he sort of gives another nod and, like, you know, his like weird like cloak covers his mouth, but you can tell he's giving you a great big smile. You can see the
Aw.
ends of his mouth sort of peeking up while looking at that. And then
I don't
looking
even
around.
need to see it. That toothy grin can be noticed from anywhere.
And he looks to everyone again. Well, as for the rest of you, Are the rest of you a part of Hoshu's guild, or?
I
Most of
am.
these people are not, in fact, part of my guild
No.
currently.
The first
am
thing you
now.
need to know about DBA is news travels quickly around here because we're all little busybody gossips.
DBA.
I just showed up yesterday.
Right.
Today?
Yeah, DBA Destruction
Sounds
Bench
weird.
Agreement. That's what this organization is called.
I see. You mentioned a DBA base. This is now the second time those letters have been arranged in that order, I presume. And as you mentioned, it's the organization. I see. So, this is where we're at. There's a lot to learn.
It's a,
Yeah,
like, fighting tournament thing.
Or at least
Yeah.
it used to be.
More or less.
DBA is short for Destruction Bench Agreement. I don't think anyone knows why it's called that, but it is.
I don't know,
see.
someone thought it was
I mean-
neat.
They probably just agreed to destroy a bench, if I had to assume.
There's been, like, jokes about benches thrown around. Isn't there, like, that bench warmed thing?
Oh, now that you
yeah.
mention it, I believe that was one of the names I felt that sort of a presence that went by that name when I was. He
Yes,
sort of
no, that
snaps
was
his
part of the
Abigail
fucking
flinches.
monstrosity you created, yes.
Yeah, right. I was sort of in much the same. I was given a second chance. I was sort of reaching into the ambient energies, reaching into the aether, as it were, to try and pull souls who were restless and wanted a second chance. Although not to imply that they were dead, I suppose it's more so just
A
beings
second
that are
chance at
related.
doing shit.
A second chance, and I seem to recall that being one of the many names that popped into my head with what I was doing when I created the creature. I certainly doubt I'd be able to do that again.
I sure hope so.
goodness.
Yeah,
I
What
didn't
is
mean
that?
to click a token action, roll 20, ignore that. God.
I could probably set up a fight against that if everyone wanted.
No.
Please don't. Please
Please
don't.
do not.
Please don't.
It's fine.
Please don't.
Also, hello, Galaxy Hair Lady.
Hi. I mean, you'll only let me in the place. Anyway, hi, I'm Ciara. I'm kind of new here as well, I guess. You seem to have like a lot of people who know you.
I see. Well,
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you as well, Ciara. And right, there's Abigail from before, Hoshu, Tyrone, my brother. We have Andy over there, Korma over there. I believe that you were mentioned. Oh boy, this organization seems to have just a ton of people here, and I assume it's only larger on the outside of this room.
Oh, yeah.
Literally just a small fraction of the people here, which is why I've come to this organization.
Yeah, there's
100 people, something like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Aren't you a
14,
computer? Couldn't you just
15.
do those calculations in just moments? Why did you have to count them out one by one?
They're baby.
If you multiplied the amount of us here by oh no, I did it wrong. I didn't.
They mumble to themselves.
Oh, if you multiplied the amount of people here by 28, you'd have the amount of people who've shown up officially in episodes.
Oh yeah, this show's also aired on TV. This is you know.
In any case,
it's a lot.
There are quite a few people here, yes.
Over 400.
Well, I suppose I'll have a lot of hands to shake then.
You don't have...
What's up?
Don't worry, not everyone shows up anymore, or they're dead.
420 people in episodes, approximately more that show up only in Data Bounties to train. Hi.
There are a lot. You don't need to meet everyone. Not all of them are pleasant.
I see many different faces.
Yeah, not many of us ever see each other past the first time we see each other, which is kind of a shame because there's so many of us. But also, it's cool. We all just come here to train or do something.
We have our reasons.
My job is to be here.
I mean, Oz's kind of deal makes it so that they can meet people at least a second time, considering.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
If that is the case,
Finger guns.
I'll be looking forward to the second meeting.
Yeah, I've already added you to my list.
Oz can do the thing. Oz, bring someone here.
Okay, who should I summon?
You could summon
Let me
Aaron,
think.
because I was thinking of bringing him here and decided against.
Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, since you already had him on the list, let me roll for this. Let me open my goddamn token actions.
And it's fine, it's fine. Let me just pay the cost for you, since you are still at least physically a child. Let me just, where the fuck? Hey, do this. I haven't, made the I have not put in the upgrade to this that I got last night, but oh well. Summon somebody.
Yeah.
It's okay, that succeeds because I'm Korma.
Yeah, just give it enough time and it succeeds. Bring him in here.
Yeah, give it enough
Bring
avoiding
him in
fake
here.
rerolls.
Give me a second.
So yeah, while all this is happening, Tutankhamun did seem confused, so Abigail would just explain that Oz keeps a list of who they've met.
It's not so much Oz keeps a list as they know.
Fuck him. Okay.
Hello, Aaron.
Hey there, Aaron. We're talking to a new guy.
Hey, it's Two Fruits, of course.
This is our friend Tutankhamun. They're new.
Yeah, you remember Tuesday Anomaly? Points.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that. I was busy doing stuff, but yeah.
Time.
Hello, I guess.
Greetings. Hey, I see
a king.
another. Oh, a king. Ah, royalty. He sort of bows a little bit.
Don't do the bow thing. I'm not like from a line of bullshit. I got a country, and I'm making myself the king sort of deal. Not like it's like the first of the dynasty sort of deal, not like a lineage thing.
There is much history I'm going to have to catch up on as well. Well, at the very least, this makes 13 out of 420 plus. Pleasure to meet you, I'm Tutankhamun.
Name's Aaron. Do you have a last name? Do you need one of those?
He sort of turns to Tyrone. What's our last name?
Well, technically, you kind of like my half-brother. My last name's Wednesday, yours is Tuesday.
Ah.
Fitting.
Well, I believe my last name is Tuesday then, I suppose.
Cool. I guess. Huh. Anyway, well, I guess congratulations on being alive. Would you like a superpowered fruit? I guess.
He like blinks a couple times, not that you can see it.
Aaron's
Pardon?
power.
Part of my
Aaron.
thing. Okay, yeah,
Go on.
you go ahead, I guess.
Aaron's power is that he makes cool fruits that can give people cool powers.
I see.
You know, considering you are like part epithet, I can make it's an easy explanation. I don't like how my epithet normally works, so I made these instead.
I see. Well, so long as it works for you. If you're offering, I won't say no, I suppose.
I mean, I've been trying to get some more people to have them anyway, I don't really care. D53.
Alright. Here's what we're doing, huh? This isn't what I was expecting.
Bro, I doubt it was I.
1D53. 43.
Alright.
I'm an enabler.
That you are, my friend, that you are.
Amy, you're cute. I love you.
Hehe.
So, I could either give you a go-to special or the Iraki no me.
Lucky.
Yes, luck fruit.
Then lucky just to be a lie.
Would you rather be luckier or have a shadow that you can control?
Well, I'm already rather lucky, I believe. He sort of looks around to Hoshu. So, I mean, I won't say no to that, but having a second me to control seems a bit more up my alley.
Alright, yeah, he'll use the go-to special to give you the Kage.
Sure.
Now, I'll think on if I want that to be permanent, if you want that to be permanent, but I'm just gonna let that sit there for right now.
Alright, that's ultimately up to you.
As an aside, could I get a sample of your blood so I can get the power of 2, because that seems kind of fucking good, insane.
Certainly, if you're giving me power, I may as well give it to you as well. Back and forth.
Thank you.
It's okay, it works because I'm Korima.
It's fine,
It works.
Korima, they raise their little hands up to Aaron as a, like, you know, little kid be like, Gib.
Yeah. Anyway.
Zanza would be like, I finished all the fruits. I'd be like,
One
no,
more.
you fucking didn't.
Yeah.
Lamau.
You son of a bitch.
Now you gotta finish all the fruits, too.
If you brought any more, Mr. Aaron, could I have another one to snack on?
I don't think I'll let you snack on it, but if anybody else wants to talk to me about eating one, I guess I'll be sitting on this couch as he just leans back.
Don't worry,
Now-
Korma, I have applesauce.
Now, not to rain on Aaron's parade, right? But
He
how
can
long
literally just create a portal and show back up.
You're right, never mind.
I was that's why I was not having him just disappear, because I was like, this means nothing now.
Yeah, no, you're right. Oh god. I'm trying to find the Kage in the Roll20 list, and it's like, oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. Well, yeah. I'll leave it entirely up to you whether or not you give me that ballast. I'm cool either way.
I'll think on it
yeah.
by the end of the thing.
Yep. Yeah, no, take your time. You don't need to rush.
I think the Kage is pretty good for Tutankhamun. It's just like, do I feel like letting him have?
Yeah, it's entirely up to you, my friend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, to all of you, I suppose 13 down. Somewhere in the ballpark of 420 to go. Probably more. Like, how... You mentioned that it's 420 in the proper
Only in
thing,
mainline
and then-
sessions, there's approximately like 100 undocumented people who go to data bounties.
Yeah, to break it down a little bit further, DBA is officially, on paper, a fighting tournament, but we do, like, little adventures, little travels. We're basically, like, anime bullshit, right? And some people sign up for episodes and such, like you do. But the thing is, we have a lot more people than people who actually sign up, so there's 420 people who are officially signed up and are members of DBA, jazz hands.
People who have been seen on television, I think, is the qualifier they're actually speaking of specifically.
Yes, the people who are officially contestants as to the public's knowledge, but there are a lot of people who have not shown up in episodes proper yet as players or contestants.
I see. Was the event where was the anomaly one of these episodes?
Oh,
yes, it was. It was actually split into two.
It
because
was
of no Tanaga.
originally just a bounty thing that I was asked to participate within, and then the day I went back to the hotel that I stay at currently, and went to bed as normal, and I woke up and the day started again.
I see.
Yes, and then meanwhile, there was an actual combat going on, an actual fighting tournament thing, which also got messed up by the episode, hence why it got split into two. Because there was the bounty and the actual episode proper happening at the same time.
Right. Does that mean that, I am also a contestant? Because if it was on TV, then I was on TV.
Technically speaking, you were the event that was being dealt with. I don't think you technically count as a participant yet, but I don't really understand what the qualifications on either side is.
You were like the boss. You were the enemy that people were fighting. Until you actually, become one of the quote-unquote heroes or focus characters or whatever, you don't really count,
Right.
Yeah, not added to the tally. Although, I will mention, since it came up earlier, a lot of the names on that list have only been on there very few times.
There's a lot of
reference, the Timothy that people keep bringing up was only on there twice, which feels like it was on purpose.
Tyrone just kind of mumbles to himself, if he's not the actual Timothy, does that make him like less than half brother? Does that make him a third brother?
Well,
Isn't that just the question?
Yeah. Well, if, I see. Many different kinds of people. I'll have to take you up on the offer you presented, Korma, of talking to your bookwormish friend.
Yeah, my sibling, Bookworm.
Oh yeah, Bookworm can probably explain all of this to you way better than we can, considering they're like a whole bookkeeper for DBA in general.
Yes, that's sort of snaps and does takes their arm and swings it from one side to the other. The perfect kind of person I'm looking for, some sort of archivist. That way I can just learn up all the history real nice and easy.
Yeah, so we don't have to explain every little intricate detail of this to you.
Yeah, well, regardless of whether or not I end up being a proper contestant or what have you, know that for any of you here, if you require my assistance, I'm more than happy to help.
And I know how to summon you.
He nods and sort of flashes a peace sign.
Wink.
And I'll say that specifically, if anyone else has anything they want to say, we can feel free, but otherwise we can wrap things up.
And for the sake of fruits, we can all just have people that want to eat them happen after I fucking cut the stream, because that's inane.
No.
So is there
we're
any...
not gonna do that on stream. I was just gonna it's good to meet you and all that, and I really hope that you can get your powers back and return to your former glory or do other cool things. Cause really, as far as people know, the most people want to do in DBA is do cool things. Which I don't know, you seem to like doing that.
Oh yes, I shouldn't have a problem doing any of that. That's sort of my thing, He does he sticks out his hand and does a really like a cool but also dorky pose.
Oh no, he's like a weeb or something.
I've watched JoJo.
What?
What?
They're doing a cool pose. It's
shit, you're right. They are doing a JoJo pose.
What?
I don't.
I need to introduce you to
I
anime.
can show you anime.
Eccentric. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was
don't
simply-
think he's referencing anything.
I was simply doing a cool pose to accentuate my my sentence I was saying, just go for the 1-2 punch of say my thing and show it,
Yes, but now I need to introduce you to JoJo's. Oh shit, Hoshu, have you read JoJo or watched JoJo? I can introduce you to that. Hehehe.
Oh man, I should shut up a TPA anime night.
Yo, Korma, we should do a weird guild watch through for JoJo. We should do that.
I
Pogger.
don't
Yes.
think I will be
Yes.
participating in that. I have work to do.
I know how to summon you.
That does not mean that I will be staying.
Damn it.
In any
What's
case,
Yeah.
he just kind of shuffles through some notes. I believe that is good to know that you are up and ready to walk around. That is a load off my back. I'll obviously keep the guild as is currently, considering your situation is probably far too unstable for me to not have that be the case. I will eventually put more effort into increasing the effectiveness of this guild's name, or changing it slightly to be a better name, because that was something I created off the top of my head due to
Oh yes,
the
certainly.
situation, but that is not particularly something that matters at current.
Yep. Of course, if don't let my existence inhibit your potential growth.
I mean, while it is technically mostly to support you, the thing that I have been able to bring into existence as part of that is just something that will help all of the members of my guild in the long run. Just, I think it will be helping you more than others to an extent, which is good enough, I would say personally.
Well, thank you very much again, then. And
I don't know if anybody else has anything they want to say.
yeah.
Well, Danny would try to wave down Hoshu at some point when he's not, like, in the middle of a conversation.
Yes, that's my guess.
Apologies. Now that I understand the reason for the guild's name shifting, and that Mr. Tuesday's life is not forfeit, that's two of the reasons I'm here off. The third one, though. You think I can pick up a silver, by chance?
Let me double check. There's some silver quests, but yes, you go ahead, I guess. The 3.
Oh, that's how many of them.
Silvers that I've written or had to put into the table.
Fair enough.
And that will be 4 max stamina, I believe, correct?
Down to 77.
Yes, 4. Alright. So you got which one, 2?
2.
Let's see. Alright. Yes. Here you go. As he shuffles through, as he opens up his fucking messenger tube and shuffles through papers.
Ooh.
Oh!
Ooh, that's a bit of a difficult one, if I had to say so myself.
Kind of
I mean,
looks at that,
she has
kind of
70.
raises an eyebrow, then kind of looks and thinks about, looks at Helen, looks at, and kind of almost is like looking at other things. This would be difficult, but it's not impossible. Because kind of looks at fine print. I can still heal, correct?
I think it's just not the resting that one receives post fighting a difficult individual. I think is specifically what it is referring to.
Fair enough. Kind of looks at it and then gets a smile. I think I'll be fine. Again, looking at Helen.
Out of character, you could still heal out of combat, but I'm going to assume the GM will be like, you don't full heal, because that's against the concept. So maybe like the GM can let you roll and see like you get a bippy of healing, but obviously not full heal. For obvious
Yeah,
reasons.
and obviously if Helen's not out, then I can't do that.
Yep.
In any case, if anybody would like to join the guild, I would be appreciative of that, but I will be at least standing outside and confirming some things with other people while everybody mingles as such.
Alright, see you around, Hoshu.
Yep.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yeah, and all I was gonna say is, as Hoshu leaves and the door sort of, is closed shut on this, as Hoshu was the one that we started our journey on with 22-2, we can leave it off with his departure. And so for now, let's wrap things up. Let's cut it off.
Let's do combat rewards.
Yeah, as everyone just sort of talks to each other. I'll say that pretty much everyone here, if you want, you can get 2 companionship with Twotankhamun.
Hey!
Although I will say specifically for Abigail and Hoshu, you can go up to 5 because like the whole circumstance.
See,
You know,
I thought what you were about to say was, with Korma, no, you cannot modify it.
I'll let Korma can modify it how he does. I don't care.
I'm thirsty. Give me the comp.
Yeah. So.
Listen, I chose Fenry so I could get comp. She needs it.
Yep. So Abigail, what's Korma's modifier gonna make the number, Roche?
I think it's 3 because it's 1.5.
3. Got it. All right, just making sure. So yeah, there's.
I need to double check how to spell the guy's name.
Yeah, it's Tutankhamun, except just instead of TU, it's TWO. So, other than that, it's basically the same thing. But as everyone's sorting that out, thank you all for watching. Again, isn't the biggest thing ever. Just sort of want to resolve that and give people some time to talk it out and figure out exactly what's going on in case they wanted to. So, thank you all so very much for being here, and thank you all very much for being here and hitting out. Same to the viewers, of course. We couldn't do this the way we do it without all of you, so thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed yourselves and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch up with more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel. You should join our funky Discord server.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the link.
Yo.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you all
It's
so
the
very
link.
much. Of course, thank you everyone here for the people participating for jumping in and humoring me for this short story.
Yeah.
Tutankhamun and Tyrone at 2.3 sounds good to me. So again, thank you all so very much. Always a pleasure. And for the sake of wrapping things up cleanly and not sticking around for too long.
Say goodbye to chat,
For now,
everybody.
say goodbye to chat, everybody. Thank you.